Hello, chemistry class. It's Mr. Ng, and it's been a long time since I've seen you, so welcome back to class, I guess. It's been at least 10 days because we had spring break. Really, I was just waiting for the district to kind of put out some standard procedures because I felt like I was just kind of going off on my own. And then for a while, I didn't even know if we were able to do video conferencings because the district put out a letter that said that there was no video calls. I didn't know where I was. So we took a week off just so that everyone can kind of figure things out. And technically it was our spring break. Hey, how are you guys? Thank you very much for showing up to office hours. For those of you who showed up for office hours, that was a lot of fun for me, a joy for me. On top of that, thank you so much for all of your little sugar crystal projects. I had such a blast looking at what you guys wrote and what you guys did. Some of you have beautiful sugar crystals, and others of you have, well, I told you not to move the jar, and I bet you moved the jar, and that's why all your sugar is on the bottom, right? If you were able to take out your string or your skewer and you had tons of crystals on it, great job. Otherwise, I'm just glad you tried. I just love the fact that you're still trying to make the most out of your home isolation. And speaking of home isolation, I gotta say, we're not back to school until May 5th, and we have to make the most of it, right? Especially in this time of the coronavirus. If you haven't noticed, we can't get through this without real work and real talent. And you guys, you young people, you're our future. So we can't let this stop you from having an excellent education, because we're going to depend on you to solve the next crisis. And it's going to take real talent, actual intelligence, and hard work to get ourselves out of this crisis. And if we don't invest that into you, how are we going to get ourselves out of the next crisis? We got to keep you guys prepared, right? So this week we have a couple of things set up for you. Number one, there's a Pogo sheet on molarity and concentration. Then I'm going to ask you to do a set of notes. You could do that from the book or from the video I'm going to post in a little bit. And then finally, there's a little math worksheet. Like always, with that little math worksheet, there's going to be a video for me to walk you through it. And of course, for these assignments, there's going to be office hours. Starting on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have office hours. That's not going to be through Zoom like we did. The district is not so fond of Zoom. So they've asked us to use Google Meets. So I will set that up, and then you'll get some information about that. Lastly, your work over the weekend is going to be for you to use molarity to describe a few things in your kitchen. I think that's a much more applicable way to have an assessment, aside from just like a regular old math test. Okay? Hey, I'm very excited for this week. Thank you guys so much for popping back in, and let's get some real work done this week.